One more day. We are only one day away from the release of Paradox Rift, which is Pokemon's brand new main series set. Comes out officially on November 3rd. Let me know in the comment section down below if you've opened up any. Maybe you attended a pre-release, opened up some build and battle kits. Maybe you got your booster box already. You could go to brick and mortar stores and buy them already on Monday. So a few days ago. Let me know how your pulls have been. It's a beautiful set. Way better than what I originally anticipated. I've been comparing it a lot to Paldea Evolved yesterday. You definitely want to go back and watch yesterday's video. So don't do that until after this video is done. But go back, watch yesterday's video. We unveiled the almost master set. I opened up like 1,500 packs. I'm 3 cards short of the master set. But now I'm only 2 cards short of the master set. I'm going to spoil yesterday's video. I'm missing the Professor Turo special illustration rare. I did end up pulling it. So now I'm only 2 cards short. The illustration rare Garbodor and the illustration rare Wimpod. I'm missing the Wimpod. Oh my goodness. But why it's important to watch yesterday's video is you could win the Fanny Master Set. You could win this entire Master Set just by watching yesterday's video. We're giving away the entire thing. So all you have to do is just make sure you're subscribed to the channel. So hit that subscribe button down below if you haven't already. Go back, watch yesterday's video, leave a like and a comment on that video, and boom, you are entered. Come back next Friday. Next week Friday, we are going to announce the winner. Pokemon is just killing it with these set releases, but also overdoing it with the set. There's a lot of set releases. Used to just be 4 new sets a year, 4 main series sets. Then we started introducing like specialty sets. Dragon Vault came out. We had Generations come out. Specialty sets here and there, maybe once a year. So we had like 5. Now we're doing like 6 sets a year, 7 sets a year. We've already got another set coming out in January with the ultra shiny English version. It's going to be absolutely crazy. But we do get a couple months of a break so you can enjoy yourself opening up some 151, opening up some Paradox Rift. Like I said, it's a beautiful, beautiful set. And we're going to go over the pulls of 20 booster boxes right here in this video. We're not going to open them all up. I'm just showing you the pulls. And the reason that I like to do this is because, first of all, I'd never think that you should open up 20 booster boxes. 20 booster boxes is insane. If it is not within your budget, and let's face it, times are tough right now. You should not open up anywhere near that amount. We're lucky because we have a storefront. We have an online LGS, so we get to buy booster boxes at wholesale. And these cards that we pull basically go up on the website as singles, so that way a lot of competitive players can get their cards right away. LAIC is happening next weekend already. It's crazy to think that. Oh my goodness, time is flying. But also so that way some people like to buy singles relatively quickly because you never really know when the best time to buy singles is. It used to be that you wanted to wait like a month, 2 months after release. Used to be maybe the week after release, but things are a lot different now. So it's important to know, don't overspend and don't go broke when it comes to buying Pokemon cards. Yeah, have fun, enjoy yourself, open up some packs, chase the cards, appreciate the artwork, but then after you get to a certain amount, it's important to start focusing on singles, maybe balancing the budget, maybe trading off some of your duplicates, things like that. It is called the Pokemon trading card game. Go to a local league, trade off some of your duplicates to try and fill in that master set or those deck cards here and there. But we're going to go over 20 pulls, and why I think this is important is because we're going to associate value. So first of all, we're going to associate the value of where these card prices are for pre-order prices. So not everything has gone up live on TCG Player. The only stores who can list singles on TCG Player right now for Paradox Rift are stores who are authorized as pre-release stores. So you have to actually go through a form, you have to contact TCG support and get authorized to sell as a pre-release store for singles for Paradox Rift before a set drops. Once the set drops tomorrow, it's fair game for everybody. Anybody can do it, and that's why it's all of a sudden a race to the bottom, and you see a lot of singles start tanking in price. Already Paradox Rift booster boxes really dropping down in price, 106, 107, somewhere around there as far as market price goes. That's going to continue to go south as more and more listings get put up on TCG Player. So we want to get a gauge of how far these singles drop in price, but also the value that you can expect to get out of your booster box. So this gives you 20 booster boxes, an idea of what pull rates look like through 20 booster boxes. Now, tomorrow's video, we will have a full pull rate data analysis where you can go over exactly what to expect as you're hunting down Paradox Rift throughout the weekend. I'm going to tell you right now, pull rates are definitely nerfed. I already know what the title of the video is going to be tomorrow. I have opened up enough product that I can confidently say illustration rares are down, special illustration rares are down. You're going to get more regular art, so you're going to get the same amount of pulls, but you are not going to get the same amount of special illustration rares or illustration rares per booster box as what we're accustomed to throughout the Scarlet and Violet era. So I'm going to do like a comparative analysis tomorrow, going over pull rates with a much larger sample size. A lot of data, a lot of numbers, so make sure you come back for that. Fanny, stop talking. Holy buckets. Let's just get into the actual guts of the video, but I wanted to kind of give you all that information. We're going to go through this really quickly, because there's 20 slides, 21 slides if you include the recap of everything. So this is just going to break everything down. You can see on the right-hand side there, we've got the prices of the lowest listed near mint copy on TCG Player. Now, this could already have changed. I pulled this data yesterday. So you have Beach Court up there at $17. You can see right out of the gates, no special illustration are pulled in this box at all. We got one gold card. Typically in Scarlet and Violet, you get one gold and one special illustration, or you get two special illustration. We don't have any special illustration in this first box, just the gold Beach Court, which is selling for $17. You've got the Iron Valiant EX. The good thing about Paradox Rift, and I do think pricing is actually very, very good, very accurate for this set. So there's a lot of competitive cards that are going to impact the market when it comes to TCG, when it comes to Paradox Rift. So it's important to understand that you're going to have some ancillary hits like Golden Go, which is just a regular art EX selling for $11 down there. That's a little bit more expensive because a lot of competitive players, especially as the game continues to grow, are going to tinker around to try and see what's going to work, especially as we move into an international event like what we have next weekend. So you've got Iron Valiant up there, that full art at $18, not doing too badly because a lot of competitive players don't know yet, okay, is Iron Valiant going to be good? Is Roaring Moon going to be the deck to beat? Is Iron Hands going to be the deck to beat? Is Golden Go going to be competitive? Is it going to be better than Chine Pow? Is it going to be better than Miraidon? Is it going to be better than Gardevoir? Is it going to be better than, is Lost Box going to disappear altogether? There's a lot of questions up in the air with this new set release, which we haven't had for quite some time. Obsidian Flames came out, Charizard came into the format, started doing okay, but didn't shake up the meta enough like what I think Paradox Rift will, and that's why it's going to be very interesting moving forward. I thought that would be important information to share. You've got the full art Larry selling for $7 there, the Frostlass selling for only $3, so a lot of full arts relatively cheap, except for the ones that might have more competitive connotations associated with them. As far as regular arts go, it's really just the Golden Go at $11 there. Everything else is basically bulk pricing except for the Mewtwo at $4. We've got the Espathra at $6 there for the illustration rares, and the Ferrothorn at $6 right there. Only two illustration rares in that box. Again, only two illustration rares in box number 2. Also, no special illustration rare again. So we've got the Tulip full art selling for $16. The Garchomp currently selling for $28. That's the most expensive of the gold cards, I think. It might not be. I shouldn't say that yet. Garchomp, $28. Not bad for the gold Terra right there. The Armorage and the Bombardier, $4 and $5 respectively. We've got the Vanillish Illustrationer for $7, the Aegislash for $5, and then basically a bunch of bulk pricing after that for ancillary hits, codes, bulk. We just did a bulk pricing, looped it all together of $10, so a total of $87 in value of this booster box. Codes do not sell the same way that they used to. You can get a little bit for them, but not much. Bulk, obviously, nowhere near what it used to be. There are some good ancillary cards in the set, but the market just has not been established yet. So $10, a little bit on the low end, but you'll get counter catchers. You'll get some other good cards, trainer cards like Sada and things like, or Sada and things like that, which are going to be important moving forward, which could have a little bit of value, something to keep an eye on as we move forward. Box number 3, we finally have our first special illustration rare, but look, no gold card, and that's Tapu Koko. So we got $29 on the Tapu Koko. Sada, the full art, Professor Sada's Vitality, $15. The Serena Terra full art, $6. Apalm, $4 for the illustration rare. Cyclizar is at $5, and Slithering at $7. The illustration rare is not too expensive. Most of them are single digits. There's a couple that are a little bit above double digits that we'll get to in a second here, but out of regular arts down there, basically bulk, except for that Iron Valiant, which is coming in at $9 right now. Total, if you include the ancillary hits, is about $98 in value out of that box. Those were pretty much the worst boxes. As we move forward, they do get a little bit better. Box number 4, Iron Hands EX, the special illustration rare, currently selling for $42. This one in the Sandy Shocks has a lot of people on different on the fence about what they think of the special illustration rare. Personally, I really like the Iron Hands. I think it looks really cool. It gives me like a Legends Arceus vibe to it, but overall, I think it's a really, really good artwork. I do think a lot of the artworks in here are fantastic, like that Brute Bonnet that you see right in the middle there. The Minior with the color scheme in the background looks really, really good. Even Crustle looks really good. Melody, regular full art right there, selling for $25. Crustle's at $8, Brute Bonnet's at $6, and Minior's at $10. We've already covered the Iron Valiant. That's the only real regular art worth noting at $9. And then you've got the ancillary hits totaling $128 in value for that booster box. The next box here, we've got a full art Iron Hands in the middle there, selling for $20 currently. Chantel, the full art, is down to 8. Sandy Shocks, the special illustration rare, currently at 18. Minon's at 9, and Garganical is at 11. Loudred, the illustration rare, only selling for $4. Very cool color scheme in the background. It's going to be very interesting to watch how the illustration rares perform throughout the weekend, especially because your pull rates on illustration rares definitely lower than 3, which is what we're accustomed to. Basically every booster box throughout Scarlet and Violet, Paldea Evolved, even into Obsidian Flames had 3 illustration rares. Obsidian Flames was the first set where you might have opened boxes where you started getting 2. However, there was a lot less illustration rares in Obsidian Flames than the other sets, and all of a sudden there were several boxes that I opened up that only had 2 illustration rares as opposed to 3. Really seemed like if you pulled a special illustration rare, you got 3. If you pulled a gold and a special illustration rare, you only got 2. It's really all just all over the place. Roaring Moon, that's our first appearance of Roaring Moon as far as regular arts go. That one's currently selling for $16. Everything else basically bulk pricing. Total value on this box, $107. The next box here, Luxurious Cape, is probably the one gold card you don't necessarily want to pull. Not a whole lot of competitive value associated with the Luxurious Cape. It's a cool looking card, but it should be fairly cheap moving forward. That one's currently selling for $10 already. It's dropped quite a bit. Iron Hands EX, there's that one again, the full art selling for $20. Here's the most expensive illustration rare currently, and that's Groudon. That one's currently selling for $22. That one might go up a little bit. Might see something like what we saw with Tyranitar or Magikarp, where opening weekend it stays a little bit low. You have that race to the bottom, and then a lot of people wanted that card, so it starts getting bought out, and then all of a sudden it's up to $40, $50. It'll be interesting to see what happens moving forward with Paradox Rift. Miniora again at $10. The Porygon Z, the Streamer Porygon Z, really cool looking card. That one's selling for $6. And then we do have our first appearance of the Iron Hands EX regular art selling for $12. Golden Go at 11 and Iron Valiant at 9. A really good box because of the regular arts down here. Total is about $126, but you can see a lot of these booster boxes with 6 regular arts, as opposed, you don't really have any with only 4. In Obsidian Flames, some other sets you only had 4 regular arts. It was 4 or 5, usually a little bit better than 5 was your pull rate. This time it's a lot closer to 6. I say that, but now here we open up a box that only has 5 hits. As you can see at the top, we did pull a gold card, but no special illustration rare and only 2 illustration rares in this box. So we pulled the Iron Valiant gold card. The gold cards look a little different, which might help their value moving forward. The gold cards a lot more clean looking than what we're used to seeing. Iron Valiant currently selling for $27. There's that full art Mela again at $25. The Golden Go full art selling for $14, not the special illustration rare. Then we've got the Evital, which is selling for $12 right now for the illustration rare, and Swablu at $9. Roaring Moon, the regular art, definitely helps a little bit with this box. That one's selling for $16. Everything else basically bulk pricing except that Garchomp, currently at $4. Total value of this one, $123 if you include the ancillary hits. This box much better. We did get that Golden Go special illustration rare, which is currently selling for $64. That's the second or third most expensive card in the set right now. Parasol Lady, the full art, currently selling for $20, and then Roaring Moon, the full art, also selling for $20. The illustration rares were Morpeko at $10, Magby at $8, and Plusle at $6 right there. Then out of the regular arts, Golden Go again at $11. Everything else basically bulk pricing. Total value of this one, $163. The next one, we did get a gold card and a special illustration rare, but again, only 2 illustration rares. So our first appearance of the gold counter catcher right there at $17. The Garchomp full art Terra doing really well right now, currently selling for $19. I would expect that card to drop quite a bit, but there's a lot up in the air with Garchomp as far as competitive play goes, so still jury kind of out on that one. Roaring Moon EX, this is the most expensive card in the set right now as far as special illustration rares go. As far as sold listings go, this one currently selling for $75. And you've got the Aegislash for $5, the Mousehold for $4. Really good box as far as full arts go. And we've just got the 2 illustration rares at Ferrothorn at $6 and Blitzel at $5. Rather underwhelming regular arts there, just a bunch of bulk ones. Total value of the box, $154. The next one, we've got our first appearance of the Garchomp EX special illustration rare. That one is currently selling for $34. Then we've got the full art Rika there at $12, and the full art Terra Toxtricity already down to $5. For our illustration rares, we've got Cyclizar at $5, Swablu at $9, and Evital at $12. Then a bunch of bulk EXs EXs except for the Roaring Moon, which is currently selling for $16. Total value of this box, $113. Next one, we've got the first appearance of the special illustration rare Golisopod. That one's selling for $19. We also pulled a full art Tapu Koko in this one at $5 and a full art Norman at $7. All the illustration rares we've seen before, highlighted by that Groudon at $22, and then the Iron Hands EX, kind of our big hitter out of the regular arts at $12. We did pull an Iron Valiant in there as well, which is helpful. Total value of this box, $105. Next box, not too great because of our gold card was the Luxurious Cape. That one's selling for $10. The Mela full art selling for $25. You've got a Golisopod full art again. We did pull Morpeko again at $10 and the Magby again at $8. This is the first appearance of that Gimme Ghoul. If you put the Gimme Ghoul and Golden Go together, they make a really cool looking card. Those are my chase cards for the set. Absolutely love those cards. $11 for that illustration rare, and then we did pull the regular art Golden Go, currently selling for $11, plus the Roaring Moon EX at $16. Total value of this box was $113. Next box, we've got a total value of $130. Nothing really new in this box outside of the full art Altaria. That one currently selling for $5. We did get some help on the regular arts with Iron Hands at $12 and Iron Valiant at $9. And then obviously highlighted of the illustration rares is the Groudon again at $22. Next box, we did pull a gold card, but again, only 2 illustration rares. We've got that Counter Catcher again at $17. Our 2 illustration rares were Aegislash, which is currently selling for $5, and Iron Moth, which is currently selling for $7. Just a bunch of bulk EXs outside of that Iron Hands EX, which is selling for $12. Total value of this box a little bit lower, $87 on that one. Next box, we've got the Roaring Moon EX Special Illustration Rare again. That one currently selling for $75. Full Arch Sandy Shocks already down to $5 for that full art. And then we've got the full art Tulip selling for $16. We do have our first appearance of the Mantike for illustration rares at $8. The Iron Jugulus at $6. And then just a bunch of bulk EXs at the bottom over there. Nothing really worth noting. Total value of this box, $138. Our next box, we've got Larry for $7. Hoopa for $4. The full art Terra Hoopa. That's our first appearance of that. And then the full art Mousehold for $4. Our big hitter was the Iron Valiant EX Special Illustration Rare. That one's selling for $58 currently. Our illustration rares, the Snorunt, currently selling for $5. Garganical selling for $11, and Mineshow selling for $4. Other than that, just a bunch of regular art EXs. Total value of this box, $115. Next box, we've got our first appearance of the special illustration rare Parasol Lady, which is currently selling for $33. A bit new when it comes to our illustration rares with the Construction Steelix right there. Really cool looking card. That one is currently selling for $13, so not bad value on that one. Slitherwing is down to $7, and Apalm down to $4. Other than that, just the Iron Valiant EX worth noting in the regular arts, currently selling for $9. Total value of this box, $99. Next box a little bit better because we do have that Mela Special Illustration Rare, the second most expensive card in the set, currently going for $67, so just above that Special Illustration Rare Golden Go. We did have the Aegislash, the Mousehold, and the Frostlass before. Cyclizar, Evital, and Slitherwing were our illustration rares, and then the highlight of the regular arts is just that Golden Go at $11. Total value of this box, $134. This box was interesting because we got 2 gold cards and 3 illustration rares, so no special illustration rare, but we did pull 2 gold cards. So we've got the Larry at $7, but then we've got the gold Roaring Moon selling for $24 currently. Then we've got the full art Terra Toxtricity selling for $5, and the gold Iron Valiant selling for $27. So the gold Roaring Moon and Iron Valiant, very interesting box. Then our 3 illustration rares were Iron Moth, Iron Jugulus, and Mantike. The return of Mantike is very exciting. Not a whole lot worth noting in the regular arts except for the Iron Valiant, currently selling for $9. Total value of this box, $115. Then we've got a $130 box right here, highlighted by the Garchomp Special Illustration Rare at $34. We've got the full art Parasol Lady at $20. And we've got the gold Reversal Energy, a very competitive card, could do pretty well. Kind of reminds me of like that gold Double Turbo Energy, for example. Reversal Energy Gold, currently selling for $19. Then we've got the full art Terra Hoopa, which is relatively cheap. The illustration rares we've already covered. The regular art's just a bunch of bulk. Outside of that, Golden Go at $11. Total value of this box, $130. So if we break it all down, the total value of pulls, if we add everything together, you're looking at $2,355 worth of value that got pulled. Now, this is going to change mightily over the weekend. We will see some drops. We will see some cards go up. We'll cover what happens next week. However, your average value for booster box right now, so if you open up boxes today, your average value should be expected to be around $117, $118. Our 20 box sample size right there is $117.75. Our best box was $163. This is lower than what we've seen in the past by quite a bit. A lot of more stability in the market right now, especially when new sets release, because we have a better idea of what pull rates look like, especially through the Scarlet and Violet generation. And there's not really that chase card in this set that people are dying to get, like what we saw with Obsidian Flames, or Charizard was selling for over $100, like what we saw with Paldea Evolved, or Iona was selling for over $100, and like what we saw from Scarlet and Violet base, where we had no idea what pull rates were going to look like, where that Miriam was selling for over $100. Now we have a better understanding of things. Your chase cards like your Mela, your Roaring Moon EX special illustration rares are already down in the 60s and 70s because we know they'll be a little bit easier to pull, or will they, now that Pokemon has nerfed the pull rates a little bit. So our best box, only $163. Our worst box that we opened, $87, so a little bit lower than wholesale right there. If we would have bought all the boxes at market value, we would have spent $2,139.40 opening all of them up. That would have been our expenses. If we sold everything that we opened, we would expect to profit about $215.60. Unfortunately, that number gets erased altogether once you factor in shipping, fees, supplies, time, labor, things like that. Like you're going to lose money. That's why it's important to understand that when you open up booster boxes, it's supposed to be fun. You should never go into it expecting to make money. It's just supposed to be something enjoyable, entertainment, and then you have trading bait, you know, that you can go around, fill out your master set and things like that. Luckily, we bought these booster boxes at wholesale pricing from distribution. So cost at wholesale, you're looking at about $1,800. Might be a little less for some storefronts, might be a little bit more for other storefronts, but roughly $1,800 wholesale prices, about $90, $92 per booster box with the new MSRP that got introduced with Scarlet and Violet. Your profit, if you buy them all at wholesale, is looking at about $555. Again, if you sell everything though, with fees, taxes, shipping, labor, supplies, all that number is just going to be erased altogether. Even opening booster boxes. That's why it makes a lot more sense for a lot of storefronts to try and sell booster boxes, even if it's closer to wholesale, because you just get to sell that booster box all at once rather than cracking it open, hoping to pull something good, or hoping to sell cards individually, because after you factor in all those costs, it just basically erases any sort of profit altogether. But I thought this information would be important. If you agree, please hit that subscribe button down below, leave a like, leave a comment on the video. It goes a long way for the algorithm, but most importantly, just thank you for taking the time to watch me talk about Pokemon for 20 minutes. Oh, I talk too much. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you. We'll be back tomorrow with our pull rate video. Hope to see you there. Until next time, peace.